Hello, Lily. Thank you. Do you go by Lily or Lillian?
Lily.
Lily. All right. Well, hello, Lily. Thank you for coming today to our first session. It's wonderful to meet you. I just want to let you know that this is an open space where you can share as much as you're comfortable with. This is also a judgment free area. So, whatever you say is always validated. So today in our session, we are going to deep or dive into connecting a current event to maybe something that may have happened in your past, and try to correlate the emotions and see what we can do to help you move past those. So I'd like to start our session by doing a grounding exercise, because talking about trauma can, overstimulate us sometimes, or, not put us in a good headspace. So I want to just start with some deep breathing. So if you want to close your eyes and notice pay attention to your body, your feet on the floor, and how your energy is flowing through your body as we take some like three deep breaths in and hold them and then release. So right now we're just exploring our awareness and we're not reliving those memories yet. Okay, so you can return to the present, which I see that you are. And can you think of a recent moment where you felt upset, anxious, or inadequate?
Yesterday at work, I was extremely stressed and anxious. I had an event that I had to go to in the community. Um, but I had talked with my supervisor about maybe not going due to everything that needed to be completed at work. And so we had made a compromise of me attending the event, but just at a later time than it was scheduled. So I felt a little bit of pressure and um, anxiety to get everything that I wanted to get done in that time frame, but I
Mm.
wasn't able to get everything done. I was able to get a good portion of it done, but during that time, I just felt stressed and agitated.
And was this pressure and this agitation something that you created based on your values, or was that something that your boss was putting on, the pressure to put on you because you were going to this event?
That's a great question. I feel like it would be more so my morals. Um, I feel like I was the only one that was trying to get things ready for programming next week. Like we had to enter all the clients and participants into the groups, and we had to get their groups schedules ready to hand out to them, and we had to get their binders and everything ready for next week. And um, I was kind of the only one that was working on that project, so it was really difficult to just try and get everything done. Yeah.
And so, what emotions were you feeling during this time of trying to get things done?
A lot, I felt frustrated that nobody else was really partaking in that or really being aware of the importance of it needing to be completed by Friday for the following week on Monday. And I just felt kind of really like nauseous, I guess, because I did have to go to that event and I was worried that I wouldn't get everything done. I was basically the only one in the office besides one other coworker because we were short-staffed this week. So it was just really overwhelming.
And so it's really good when we're in these moments to kind of sit with those feelings for a little bit and just say, um, you kind of acceptance of how you're feeling, the anxiousness, the frustration, the stress. But then, it sounds like you have a very strong work ethic. And so, even though other people are not thinking the same way that you are, unfortunately, we can't control others, only how we react to that. And is to give yourself some grace and, say, I was able to accomplish this. I'm proud of myself for being able to do this, and this,
Mhm.
in preparation for having to be out of the office. And then, you know what I mean? Instead of like
Mhm.
beating ourselves up for not getting everything done, show gratitude for the things that we were able to accomplish in that time frame.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
where where do where did you feel that emotion within your body?
I would say more so my chest and my stomach.
That's right. You did say you were nauseous.
Mhm.
Um, what were some of your thoughts during that time?
Um, I was just repeating in my head, like, I'm not gonna get this done. I need to work faster. What am I gonna do if I don't get this done? Just kind of a lot of what ifs.
Um, Now let's try to correlate that with some other, maybe something from our past or a situation where you felt similar.
Mhm. Um, I guess I would say my childhood. I did that a lot with school and grades. I wouldn't get good grades. Um, and no one was really harsh on that with me and my families, and I felt kind of like it was just me and myself and I getting through it and saying like what if or like what would happen, if I failed out of school or if I flunk or kind of that. Yeah.
So after telling, let me back up a little bit. Yeah, that's definitely frustrating, and it didn't seem like you had a very strong like support system. So you were kind of doing schoolwork back then by yourself, and it seems like you're navigating college and all the stress that goes with a master's program um, by yourself as well, and that could in itself be a lot of stress and a burden.
Hmm.
So when you were telling me about your childhood, were you having those same feelings like you have been feeling this week, trying to get stuff done?
Yeah, I would have at one point I had a panic attack in
Hmm.
school, and I would kind of just have like a hard time breathing. So I would feel it in my chest a lot. Not really my stomach, though.
So that's new to this current event.
Hmm.
And how old were you?
I'd say I was about 16.
Um, so are there other things going on that would have compounded the stress at work? Do you have like a home, what is can you describe your home life? Would that add stress that you didn't realize?
Yeah, I'd say between work, and going to school and getting my master's, it's hard to also juggle home life. It's kind of a full-time shift everywhere, you could say.
Mhm.
I get home from work and I have to clean and cook and get ready for work the next day and take care of my cat and kind of do all that. So it's a lot.
So, do you think that this week, the pressures and responsibilities of home made the pressure and responsibility of work more stressful? Or do you think it was just an isolated incident considering you had to be out of the office?
Mm, I guess I would say, mm, no. Yeah, I would probably just say being out of the office. Yeah.
Were you anxious about the meeting outside the office because of everything you had to get done, or do you have a little bit, or have you ever had like social anxiety? Was it going to the event that was making you anxious, or just all the work that needed to be done prior?
I guess now that you mention it both, Mostly it was at first getting all the work done and getting there on time, and then when I got there, I couldn't find it,
Mhm.
and then I got a little overwhelmed and stressed, and then I had found the place, and it was a little bit more than I expected for the event. There were a lot of people, it was really loud, so that was a little bit overwhelming. Yeah.
Have you ever um, journaled in the past? Have you ever done any journaling?
No, I tried that,
Mm.
but nothing really came of it.
Well, there's different ways of journaling. So there's a lot of people do junk journaling, they call it, where they use pictures. There's art journaling where you draw pictures. I don't know, you know, but maybe sometimes when we're in those moments of high stress, um, to just jot down an idea to speak about, we can discuss it in the sessions. With busy schedules, sometimes we forget things. And so we could definitely use that in future sessions. Um, the other thing is to just take a moment to do some deep breathing or to notice and be aware of the things around us. Uh,
Mhm.
what we hear, what we see, how we're feeling in that moment, and kind of sit with our emotions a little bit and give them some attention. And then we can then hopefully see the silver lining, and we
Mhm.
kind of de-stress ourselves in that moment and then take a longer look at them later. Um, but I'm happy to have met you and begin this journey with you. And of course, our future sessions will bring up all kinds of different topics um, to help you navigate college and life, and hopefully it will help you be more calmer and less anxious.
I'd love that. That sounds like a great plan. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming today, and we will definitely see you next week.
Absolutely. See you next week.
See you next week.